Hello and welcome to uh, the next session of traveling with tube, that is nothing but the Slowey structure. Okay, so I have in the last video lecture I have explained regarding uh, the introduction part of the traveling wave tube. There I have told we are normally utilizing a Slowey structure inside the tube so that the interaction between the electron beam will be take place throughout the tube. It is not as in case of two cavity klystron and klystron amplifier where the interaction takes place only at a particular gap. So next we will come across something regarding the Slowey structure. Why we had to utilize the Slowey structure, the reason for utilizing the Slowey structure, the importance of Slowey structure, the different methods or different types of Slowey structure that is being utilized in a traveling wave tube. Here I have shown certain type of Slowey structure that is being normally utilized in the design of a traveling wave tube. Okay, the figure A is nothing but the helical line which is commonly utilized one. The B is nothing but folded back line Slowey structure. C is nothing but zigzag line. D is interdigital line, and one more thing is that is the figure C, which is called as corrugated waveguide. Okay, so several non-resonant periodic circuit, or otherwise called as Slowey structure, are designed for producing large gain over wide bandwidth, or it will produce a large gain bandwidth product. That is one of the important things, or one of the important requirement in case of the Slowey structure, or important things that the Slowey structure can give to the for mainly for the amplification purpose. That is, we can call this Slowey structure as a non-resonant periodic structure or circuit which will produce a large gain over wide bandwidth. Not only that, it can be used to reduce the wave velocity in a particular direction or in a certain direction, so that electron beam and signal wave can interact with each other. Okay, these are the two important things what I had to discuss here before coming to the Slowey structure. I will write that 2 points here. The first point is nothing but 1 minute. Okay, sorry. I will call this I can write it as several non-resonant. It is nothing but a non-resonant circuit. Several non-resonant periodic circuit or I will call it as or circuits or Slowey structure. Okay, these are designed for producing what? Large gain bandwidth, large gain bandwidth or large gain bandwidth, or it will produce a large gain over a wide band, like that I will write. Okay, 1 minute. Stylus is on. Okay. large gain. What a bit is not moving. Okay. No. Large gain over wide bandwidth, over wide bandwidth. Okay. The second point what I have to discuss is these are being used to reduce this non-periodic circuits or Slowey structure are used to reduce the wave velocity, in a certain direction so that electron beam used to reduce the wave velocity in a certain direction, so that electron beam in a helical coil electron beam helical coil, I will draw this, okay, or just 1 minute, I will rub this one. 1 minute. So that the electron beam, what I told you, used to reduce the wave velocity in a certain direction, so that the electron beam and signal and the RF signal that you are giving and signal can interact, and signal I will write the signal wave, okay, can interact with each other. Okay. So this is the thing what I had to discuss before coming to here, and to discuss something regarding the Slowey structure. Next, as I told you while I was taking to the same thing in the online class regarding the Slowey structure, why we have utilized this Slowey structure, since the operating frequency, as we increase the operating frequency in normal condition, I am explaining something regarding as the operating frequency is being increased, what happened, both the inductance as well as the capacitance of the resonance circuit must be decreased. Why we had to decrease? In order to maintain a resonance, or in order to produce a resonance at that operating frequency, because the gain bandwidth product is limited by the resonance circuit in the ordinary resonator, or gain bandwidth product is limited by the resonance circuit. So what happens in the ordinary resonator? This ordinary resonator cannot generate a large output. The normal resonator what we have been utilizing, which consists of inductor as well as capacitor, cannot generate large output. So in order to overcome that only, we are normally utilizing a non-resonant periodic circuit, or otherwise called as Slowey structure, which are being designed for producing large gain over the wide bandwidth. This one, over the wide bandwidth. So I will write that one. The reason for that one, reason for the first point, as the operating frequency, as I told you, as the operating frequency is increased, both the inductance and the capacitance and capacitance both inductance and capacitance of the resonance circuit of the inductance capacitance of the resonance circuit must be decreased, Why? In order to maintain resonance at the operating frequency. In order to maintain resonance at the operating frequency, because the gain bandwidth product is mainly limited by the resonance circuit, because the gain bandwidth product is limited by the resonant circuit, okay. Resonance circuit. So what happens, the ordinary, as I told you, the ordinary resonator cannot generate what? A large output, cannot generate a large output. So we are using several non-resonant as I told you, periodic circuit, or we called as slow wave structure, what we have seen just now in the figure, are designed for producing large gain over a wide bandwidth, okay. This is the reason for the first point what I have written here. So you are having so many type of slow wave structure. One is the corrugated waveguide, another one is the zigzag line, another one is the interdigital line, folded back helical line. So this helical line is most commonly used slow wave structure. Normally we are utilizing in the traveling wave tube construction, okay. These are some of the things what I had to discuss at the introductory part of the slow wave structure. Okay. So this circuit, this slow wave circuit, what we have to be shown in the figure, these are we can call this as a special circuit that are mainly utilized in the microwave tube to reduce the wave velocity, that I have written here, okay. Used to reduce the wave velocity in a certain direction, so that electron beam and the signal wave can interact, okay. So the second point what I have been discussed here, that is slow wave structure. These are special circuit that are used in the microwave tube, which is used to reduce the wave velocity in a certain direction, so that electron beam and signal wave can interact. So, I will the reason anyway, that is, so if you want you can add that verse what I have been discussed just now before this one, this second point. Okay, the reason, the first point, the reason is explanation is this one, third point. So for that, because of that only we are utilizing the slow wave structure in order to reduce the wave velocity in a certain direction, so that the electron beam and signal wave can interact with each other. So the next point what I have to discuss is the phase velocity. Normally we call this as Vp, V suffix p, of a wave in ordinary waveguide, that will be always greater than velocity of the light in vacuum. So in the operation of traveling wave and the magnetron type devices what already we have seen, the electron beam must keep in step with the microwave signal. Why? Because the electron beam can accelerate it only to a velocity that are about a fraction of velocity of light. Okay, that means electron beam can accelerate only to a velocity that are about a fraction of velocity of light. So a slow wave structure should incorporate in the microwave device so that the phase velocity of the microwave signal can keep in pace with that of electron beam for the effective interaction. That is why we are normally utilizing the different type of slow wave structure in traveling wave tube. Okay. So that point I am writing here, the fourth point, the phase velocity in the normal case, the phase velocity of a wave in an ordinary waveguide, in an ordinary waveguide is greater than the velocity of light, is greater than the velocity of light in vacuum. Okay, the phase velocity of wave in an ordinary waveguide is always greater than the velocity of the light in vacuum. So in the operation of what? Traveling wave tube, traveling wave, better to write traveling wave only. Okay, the operation of so in the operation traveling wave, similarly, and previously we had magnetron type devices, the electron beam must what? Must keep in step with the microwave signal, with the microwave signal, since the electron beam can be accelerated only to as I told you, can be accelerated only to velocity what that are about a fraction of the velocity of that are about a fraction of the velocity that are about a fraction of the velocity of light. Okay. So we are normally utilizing a slow wave structure is being incorporated with the in the microwave device. So slow wave structure is incorporated in the microwave devices so that the phase velocity of the microwave signal of the microwave signal can keep in so that the phase velocity of the microwave signal can keep pace, can keep 1 minute. Can keep pace, PACE, with that of electron, with that of the electron beam, with that of electron beam for what? For effective interaction, for effective interaction. So that is why the several type of slow wave structure is being shown in the above figure. So several type of slow wave structure is shown in above figure. Okay. So as I told you, the phase velocity of a wave in an ordinary waveguide will be always greater than the velocity of light in vacuum. So in the operation of traveling wave and magnetron type devices, the electron must keep in step with the microwave signal, since the electron beam can be accelerated only to a velocity that are about a fraction of velocity of light. Okay. So we are normally utilizing we are normally incorporating the slow wave structure in the microwave devices so that the phase velocity of the microwave signal can keep in pace with that of electron beam for effective interaction. Clear? So the commonly utilized the slow wave structure is nothing but the helical coil with the concentric conducting cylinders. We call this as tubes. Okay. Commonly used slow wave structure is nothing but helical coil with a concentric conducting cylinder, So I will draw that one, that figure. Okay. So I will take this figure directly. 1 minute. I will just copy this figure. I will bring 1 minute. So I will bring here. Okay, I will just paste here. So I think one minute. Okay. Just one. Just paste here. Okay, I will call this as pitch from center from here to here. I will call this as P. Okay, from this is nothing but D. Okay, this is nothing but the figure is nothing but a helical Straube structure. I will write that in the form of a triangle like this, which consists of the angle psi. This is P. I call it as pi d. This I can write it as P square plus pi d square. Okay. Okay, this is nothing but a cylinder with a concentric conducting cylinders. Okay, a helical coil with a concentric conducting cylinder, because this is a cylinder, it's on the form of cylinder. Okay, if you want, I can shade this one, just like 1 minute. I will give a small shading for this one. Then it will be clear for you people. Okay. I think it's clear now. Okay. If you want, you can write here also. You can give this. I think it is clear now. Okay. Concentric cylinder, what you call as helical coil with the concentric cylinder. So I will write, we can 1 minute. Oh, 1 minute. Anyway, I will write from here. It is not changing. The color of my stylus is not changing. Anyway, no need to waste the time. So the ratio of the ratio of the phase velocity I call this as Vp along the pitch to the phase velocity along the coil. That is given by what? Vp by C is nothing but P by root of P square plus pi d square, which is nothing but sin psi. Okay, keep in mind, where I can write C, the ratio of phase velocity along the pitch to the phase velocity along the coil is given by Vp by C is nothing but P by root of P square by P square plus pi d the whole square, which is nothing but sin psi. Okay, so C is nothing but 3 into 10 raised to 10 raised to 8 meter per second is the velocity of light. Velocity of light. Okay, velocity of light in free space. Light in free space. P is nothing but helix pitch, the pitch of the helix. D is nothing but diameter of the helix. Okay, and psi is nothing but pitch angle. Psi is nothing but pitch angle. Clear? So in general, what you called as the helical coil may be within what you called as a dielectric filled cylinder. So in that condition, we can write the phase velocity in the axial direction. We can express that phase velocity in the axial direction, that is 1 minute, that one I will just verify that one, that is Vp E, I will call this as Vp E, okay, which is given by P by root of mu epsilon P square plus pi into T square. Okay, so that I will write in general what I call the helical coil may be within the within a dielectric, within a dielectric filled cylinder. Okay, the phase velocity in the axial direction is expressed in the axial direction is expressed as what? Vpe is nothing but P by root of what? Mu epsilon P square plus pi d square. Okay. So I will call the first equation as equation number 1. I will call this as equation number 2. Clear? So if the dielectric constant what we have been utilized in the cylinder is too large, then the slow wave structure will introduce a considerable amount of losses to the microwave devices. Thereby, it will reduce the efficiency also. So, we have to keep in mind how much amount of dielectric constant has to be added here in the helical cylindrical helical coil, so that we can maintain the efficiency within that limited range. Okay, so that I will write here. What I told you, if the dielectric constant is too large, if the dielectric constant is too large, then the slow wave structure may introduce what? Considerable losses loss to the microwave devices. Thereby what? Reducing their efficiency. Okay. So, for a very small pitch angle, we can write the phase velocity of the coil in free space, that I will write approximately as, that is for very small what you call as pitch angle, the phase velocity, so I told you the phase velocity along the coil in free space is approximately represented by what? V of P is nothing but Pc by pi into D, which is nothing but omega by beta. Okay, which is nothing but omega by, right. So, I will draw one figure here which will show a omega beta relationship. That relationship is called as Brillouin diagram for a helical slow wave structure. Okay, that is very useful for designing a slow wave structure, because while depending upon the values of beta, we can calculate the values of Vp from this equation, that is Vp equal to omega b beta for a given dimension of the helix. Further, we can calculate the group velocity of the wave also. Okay. So, I will draw that the figure for this one, that is Brillouin diagram, which shows the relation between the what you call as your phase omega and beta. Okay. So, this is nothing but omega, this is nothing but beta. This figure is called as omega beta diagram for a helical structure. Okay. So, somewhere here omega b beta equal to C, I will write here some slope will go like this, that is Vp, which is nothing but Pc by pi d, which is nothing but omega by beta. Okay. So this figure, what you call that, shows the above figure shows the omega beta diagram, which is called as Brillouin Brillouin diagram, Brilliouin diagram. Okay, for a helical slow wave structure. Okay, for a helical slow wave structure. So the helix, what you call as the helix omega beta diagram is very useful. The helix, what you call as omega beta diagram, is very useful for what? For designing. Is very important or very useful for designing what? A helix slow wave structure. Helix slow wave structure. Okay. So once if beta is found, then we can Vp can be computed by using the relationship. What is the number? I call this as 3. Okay, I write that. Next point. Once beta is found, what? Then Vp can be computed from equation 3 for a given dimension of the helix. For a given dimension of the helix. Okay. Further, you can, once you know the phase velocity, you can calculate the group velocity also. Okay. So the group velocity of the wave is merely the what you call as slope of the SLOP. Is merely the slope of the curve, and that is given by PGR, group velocity, which is nothing but dou omega by dou beta, that I will call as equation 4. It's very important, the group velocity as well as the phase velocity. So, okay. So this 2 equation is very important. Clear? So I will just have some more notes related to the same thing, related to this. I will give you the notes related to some more points related to the slow wave structure. That is, in order for a circuit, what you call as to be a slow wave structure, it must has the properties of periodicity in the axial direction. Okay, that is, in order for a circuit to have a slow wave structure, it must have the property of periodicity in the axial direction, and the phase velocity of some of the special harmonics in the axial direction should be obtained by the Fourier analysis of the waveguide field, and may be smaller than the velocity of the light. Okay. So that also I write here, that is, in order for a circuit to have in order for, I will write this 4, in order for, in order for circuit to have a Slave structure, what it must be, have the property, it must have the property of periodicity in the axial direction, periodicity in the axial direction. Okay. So, in helical Slave structure, what you call as what you call as in helical Slave structure, normally we are be utilizing a translation of back to forth through a distance of 1 pitch length that will result in the or identically the same structure again. So, this period is called, this period of helical structure is the pitch angle. Okay, that also keep in mind, related to the point related to the what you call as helical, what you call as a helical coil, helical Slave structure. Okay. So, I will write what I told you. In order for the circuit to have a Slave structure, it must have the properties periodicity in the axial direction. Next point, the phase velocity of the spatial harmonics in the axial direction is obtained by Fourier analysis of the waveguide. By Fourier analysis of the waveguide field may be smaller than what I called it the phase velocity of spatial harmonics in the axial direction obtained, and that is obtained by Fourier analysis of the waveguide field may be smaller than the velocity of light, may be smaller than the velocity of light. Keep in mind that important, that is one of the important. Okay, the phase velocity of the spatial harmonics in the axial direction obtained by Fourier analysis of the waveguide field. If you are introducing the Fourier analysis to the equation for the waveguide field, then that will be smaller than the velocity of light. So, in the helical Slave structure, a translation of back to forth through distance of 1 pitch, through distance of one pitch length. Okay, through distance of one pitch length, that will result in identically the same structure again, that you can see from the figure itself. Okay, same structure again, because in the helical Strawberry structure, a translation of back to forth through the distance of one pitch. If you take that one pitch, again that helical structure will be repeating again and again. Okay, so for that one pitch, there is a translation of back to forth through a distance of one pitch length, that will result identically the same structure again. Okay. Thus the period of helical Strawberry structure is its what you call as pitch. Thus the period of helical Strawberry structure is its pitch. Very important. Helical Strawberry structure. Thus the period of helical Strawberry structure is its pitch. So, okay. So in general, the field of Strawberry structure must be distributed according to the Folkert's theorem for periodic boundaries. Okay. So if you want that also, I will write here. It's not so important. So if you, for your general purpose only, I am writing here. In general, the field of Strawberry structure, must be distributed according to what? According to Folkert's theorem. I will explain the theorem also. Okay, Folkert's theorem for periodic boundaries. Okay, so this Folkert theorem I will explain in the next video lecture. That is normally explained as the steady state solution for electromagnetic field of a single propagating mode in a periodic structure will have the property that field in adjacent cells are related by a complex constant. Okay, field in adjacent cells are related by a complex constant. So that I will write here the theorem, Folkert's theorem. What it states: the steady mathematical relation I will explain in the next video lecture. Okay, the steady solution or steady state solution. That is good. It's not. Anyway, the steady state solution for electromagnetic field my system is hanging. That's the main problem. For the electromagnetic the field of a single propagating mode is a periodic structure. Is not is in a periodic structure mode, in a periodic structure that will have the property that fields in adjacent cells are related by a complex constant, by a complex constant. So this is the Floquet's theorem. The steady state solution for electromagnetic field of single propagating mode in a periodic structure have the property that fields in adjacent cells